Hey, I picked up this Tracker 800 SX 2020, and I haven't seen a lot of videos on how to do things, and so I'm going to put together a bunch of videos because I keep seeing people asking every single day, what accessories should I get? And one of the first one is, you need to get a low pressure air gauge for your tires. Because setting these tires here, you know, they say 14 for the back and 12 for the front. Well, 12 is just too high for the front for me. I mean, I have to take it down to about at least 8 to 10, you know, maybe 10, we're going to see. These are 27-inch tires on this one. I'm going to do this series on what I do as far as upgrades, because like I said, I haven't seen any. And today we're going to put on these Kolpin side mirrors, and it's the number 98315. And I picked these up off of Amazon, and you know, there's different places you can get them. And but here in Arizona, where I'm at, out in the middle of nowhere, Amazon worked fine. So the first thing I did was join the Tracker Off-Road group on Facebook, because that's about the only group I could find that seemed to actually be active, you know. And so if you got the Tracker 800, then I would definitely go to Facebook, you know. You know me, I mean, I haven't been on Facebook in years, but this got me going there, and I go there every day just to go to the Tracker site and see what I can learn, you know. And it's been a good thing, because I just go in there and I hit the search engine and I searched mirrors, and these came up. And then when I also put the Tracker 800 into my Amazon, you know, vehicle list, it came up that these would fit. So that's a good thing. You know, generally I just don't do a let's open the box trip, but I've already had this open. Let's just do this real quick. And these are the mirrors, passenger side. Driver's side. I guess you could actually go either way. You could turn it upside down and put it on the passenger side too if you want to. It don't matter. All depends on the style that you're looking for. But on the box, they show the angle going up. So then what you got to do is you want the mounts for the ProFit cage. And this says A. I haven't looked. I haven't read the directions. But you're going to have two sets of mounts. One of them is going to be for the ProFit cage, and this one here is not it. This is for your round 2-inch roll bar. So we don't want this. This is going to be absolutely of no use to us, unless maybe the gasket is needed. So it comes with both. So this is for the ProFit cage, which is what you have on the Trackers, or the ROPS, you know, rollover positioning system, or whatever it's called. And then this is it right here. This is what we're going to want. Okay, the first thing you're going to need is the right tools. And it takes a M6 6mm, you know, metric Allen head wrench. And the first place I looked for that tool was in the factory toolbox that you find underneath the front hood. And it's not there, but I have an extra, so I'm going to put this in there so I have it. And then you also need a 10mm wrench. It says a box end. I think a socket would be better, so I just have both. Actually, I have all three, two different sizes, you know. And then you have 2 bolts for each side. And this is 10mm and an M6 on the other end. It does come with a parts list, so it shows you everything you need. And there's your clamps that we're going to be using today for our nice, you know, SXs, man, our Tracker SXs, you know. And they're going to be all the same. You know, you want the ProFit cage, or it's the profiled tubing, you know, they call it that also. So yeah, it's the ProFit cage mostly, you know, for the Arctic Cat, which is the exact same as the Tracker. You know, the Arctic Cat Prowler Pro and the Tracker 800 SX are the same thing, okay? And so this will fit, you know, both those, and also this, the same one fits the Can-Ams and everything else. It's like everything that comes with the ProFit cage or the profiled cage, you know, is what you want. You don't want to get stuff that's going to be for, you know, if it says a 2-inch roll bar. You don't want that, because that's just going to be the round ones, you know. And what we want is the profiled fit, you know, front and back to fit the cage. You know, another thing that I've seen is here in the instructions, it shows, you know, trimming 1 inch off of this rubber, but then doesn't say what to use it with the rubber. But I'm assuming, of course, that they want to fit in here. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut enough to fit in here. It says 1 inch, so man, what am I going to cut that with? How about a pair of scissors, huh? And it's about that long, close enough. This isn't rocket science, so I'm just going to slide that in the front. I don't think we're going to need one in the back side. But I want to add that in there too because I read through the instructions, of course, and it just shows the picture. But that's it. It just shows the picture. And then it shows it trimming 1 inch off. So I'm thinking this is probably an option that I'm going to use. Okay, so what I'm seeing is, because these bolts are extra long, it'll open up enough to where I can just slide it over the windshield, lock it into place. Okay, now I'm holding the mirror and the Allen wrench with my left hand. Okay, what we got going on is they say it fits, but we obviously are going to have to put rubber all the way around or bend this in, one of the two, for a tighter fit, because we got an 1/8 of an inch. We got an 1/8 of an inch gap in here on this side, so the mirror is not tight. Okay, so I unbolted the mirror from the housing, and it's got this real nice gear in there to hold it in place when you put it back together, and the nut is fixed into the plastic, so the ABS or whatever this is made of, the poly, and so that's cool. So, you know that piece that I cut the inch off of, if I put that in there like that, that might actually be enough without me having to shim it. Let's see. Yeah, that'll work. That should work fine. Which makes it a lot easier without that mirror on there. So that's a big plus, me having to take it off. Oh, look at that. It's nice and tight now. Oh. It says take it to the desired or the specified torque specs. Obviously we're not doing that, right? And do you know why? Because I didn't feel like looking up on the internet the torque specs for an M6. I'm just doing it gently. Okay, that's good. We got it without having to modify it at all. Okay, that's how I'm looking at it. I can see myself, I can see just inside the cab down here. You're seeing the very edge of what I can see because this is going the same place my eyes is. And then I can also look down and see the top of the back wheel, or I can actually, you know, move forward and see the bottom of the back wheel. So I have it set to where I can't see the bottom when I'm sitting normal, but if I lean forward, then I can see the bottom of the wheel. So to the bottom of the plate was 56 3/4 inches on my rig. I got 27-inch tires on there. They all come with 26s. And the reason I have 27-inch tires on there is a real good reason. I bought them from Wheel Pros, and 27-inch tires are the smallest tires that they have. And my son is the manager there, so, you know, we get the discount, but couldn't get the 26s, so we got the 27s, which is fine. And we ended up buying new rims anyway because we had a cracked rim. And but anyway, hey, you know what? The mirrors work. It's on there. This is the passenger side, and you saw how I put on the driver's side. You do have to cut the 1 inch of the rubber off and use the long piece of rubber inside that mount to put it on there. And it is a lot easier to do with the mirror taken off. So I'm hoping that, you know, I'm thinking about turning it over. I haven't done it yet. I've got good visual. I can see my tire down here in the bottom just fine. And then the top one, basically right now, it's, you know, kind of pretty much useless as far as I'm concerned. So that's why I want to put them on the bottom, so I can just see the tires of that, and I can be able to move the mirrors out even more. Okay, I reversed the mirror, and I really like it. But we'll get into that in a minute, because first I got to show you this. Okay, so your M6 12mm bolt. Here's your mirror. Fits through here. And this is really hard to do with one hand. Especially being I'm left-handed, and it's not my good hand. It's still okay, but what I ended up having to do was I wanted to show you guys is this, when I first put it in, I had to thread it through there, okay? And what that ended up doing, okay, was when I installed this on here, and you tighten it down, because it's threaded through here, you can't pull this back off. And you see right there, once it gets settled in there, it almost glues itself into place, so it's really hard to pull off. So I ended up taking a 15/64 drill bit, which is, you know, your M6, I guess, but, you know, I don't know if I... Just what I grabbed, because it fit just fine, and I went ahead and drilled this out, okay? Okay, what it allows you to do, instead of having to take this whole bolt out of there because it was threaded on and this wouldn't move because it's threaded, now you can slide it in and out and adjust your position really easy. So drilling this hole out 15/64, or, you know, if you have the metric size, you know, go ahead and do that. That way, because having it threaded through there, that was the biggest mistake these guys made to build. The other thing is that now that it's going to be mounted this way, upside down, from what, you know, the box shows and everything, these are going to be exposed, so I'm going to have to build a top for this, which is, you know, a simple job. Real simple job. And if you look on the box, okay, it's showing the mirrors installed with the angle up, but I really like the angle down. And the other thing is, what I did after I took it back off, is I've seen that, you know, now that I've made this adjustment to turn it over, I can just go ahead and flip it over. Made it a lot easier. And then I just left these about, you know, 3/16 of an inch, the bolts on there. So I can just go ahead and slide this on and off, and when I tighten it down, it stays in place. Okay, makes it nice and easy. And this just sits in here. Okay, having these set out about 1/8 of an inch instead of 3/16, a little bit less, allows you to go ahead and be able just to set it on the inside and watch where the strap is, get your strap over the outside, and it just falls right into place. And then a little higher over here, right there, that looks good. And that's that. See, it looks a lot better having it set up like that. I got them set up high because the arm bar right here, the arm bar sticks out. So I've got it up to where I can see everything perfect. And now because I have the one that's turned in on the bottom, I can see my bottom tire. And if I want to see the bottom tire more, the more I turn it in, the more you can see the bottom tire, and you can see all the way to the bottom of it. Oh yeah, the nice thing about having it this way is because you can push it up or push it back, it also changes the angle of the mirror. So now I can see right down the outside, and I'll be able to see cars behind me. And that's the whole point, you know. Mostly I have the mirrors on for when I'm driving on the road, and here in Arizona, I can drive on the road without any problem. And all I need to have is one tail light, which of course I have two, and then, you know, I don't even have to have blinkers because I can use my hands. And I don't even really have to have the mirrors except for the one mirror, but I've got all the mirrors on here now, and I feel a lot better, and I got a horn, and yeah, I can drive down the road safely. So, hey, that's it for this video, you know, on the Kolpin mirrors. And, you know, call me old school. I got them turned on upside down, which is better for me. You know, maybe if you're 16, 17 years old, you want the cool factor, you turn them the other way and, you know, leave that top mirror angled out, kind of useless. That's my opinion anyway. I definitely like it a lot better the way it is right here, right now. turned over this way. It's much better. Once again, I got the mirror up so high because you can see right there's that bar that you can put your arm on top of. It's sticking out farther, so that's why I have the mirror up a little bit higher. And it works out real good right the way I got it. So you guys are going to be, you know, a different height than I am, so your mirrors are going to be different places. So that just give you an idea what I did, you know, the full install with the mirrors the right way, and then, you know, the old school way. Yeah, baby, that's the way I like it. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to show you that. Quick install. Got a couple tips in there for you if you get the Kolpin mirrors. And that's the ones I got. These mirrors right here, you know, and they look real good that way, upside down like that. And okay, well that's it for this video. We did a little bit of desert driving, not much. Didn't see any swirls out here, but you know, wasn't looking for them. Just a little trail. It's Weaver Mountains behind us, and that's Rich Hill. With a little white spot right there is the mine up on the side of Rich Hill. So yeah, I don't live too far from there. Rich Hill is, well, Yavapai County is the richest gold mining county in Arizona, so you know, we're out here gold mining. That's gonna be coming up here pretty soon. Y'all have a good one.